You got 75 grand out of Peter Jones on Dragon's Den, didn't you?
Yes. Yes, I did. I can't lie, you see. Yes, I did. It's
Yes,
true.
you did. Okay, so I've seen the clips. So it always struck me that that would be something that I would like to have had a go at because I think that's like it's obviously not the ultimate pitch, but it is a really precise, specific kind of pitch that I'd kind of like to have a go at. So how did that come about, and how did it end up? Why are you not working for Peter Jones off of Dragon's Den now?
Yeah, or maybe why isn't he working for me? You could say, as I was pitching my business to him. But I think one of the things that's really important before I tell you how it came about is that what you watched in a clip, which was potentially, if it was the big one, 14 minutes roughly,
2 minutes and
was
7 seconds,
actually
the one I watched.
okay. Uh, I was in front of them for 2.5 hours. So I always tell people this because they cut television beautifully for you to see all of the bad bits and all of the bits that weren't quite the way that you see them happening. So just so you're aware, I was actually in front of them for 2.5 hours. How it came about was that I was literally, I just had my son Sam, he was 3 months old, and I'd started this business up because I didn't want to go back to doing the normal corporate stuff. And I wanted to do something to do with babies and mums. That was really important to me because I was loving being a mum. So I started a party plan business because back in 2005, that's what we did. We went to parties and bought stuff and chatted and swapped stories. So I started this business that I knew would be successful because mums wanted to meet up again. They wanted to feel like they weren't just someone's mum. And they wanted to have great quality baby products and touch and feel and try before you buy. So it was a great success as a model. Then I saw an application request for contenders for Dragon's Den, and literally on the internet it popped up. So I filled it in, chuckled away, thought nothing of it. And 2 hours later, the BBC were on the phone. And 2 weeks later, I was in front pitching my business to the Dragons. So it's very quick.
Okay, and that was early doors, was it, for Dragon's Den,
Yeah,
2005?
it was series two. So I think we're just
Wow.
starting. Is it series 19 or 20? I think they're just starting now. That's on the television currently. So yeah, I mean the great thing is it's still on the telly, so people can actually see what it's all about. And the other thing is my dragon, who obviously was Peter Jones, who I shook hands with. He's still a dragon. It's debatable he
Yes.
might need to retire soon, but he is still on the panel, the original dragon.
I lost interest a long time ago, I'll be very honest with you. I mean, it was amazing for 3 or 4 years, like all of these things, but I think everyone kind of got to. I mean, there's something really rather grotesque about these billionaires sitting there with their piles of money and having people beg. Not you, obviously. You put together a masterful pitch and you won, but having people trade their hopes and dreams for the chance of getting some investment. And the thing that started to frustrate me is nobody realized the actual benefit of it is not getting these some money out of these people. It's like the exposure. You're on the BBC where there's no advertising for 10 or 12 minutes. Do you know what I mean? That is the opportunity. And nobody ever seemed to get that. That's why I got bored of it, I think.
No, and I think it changed as well, Martin, because when I watched the very first series, it was eh, well, it was fascinating in that it was actually quite real in terms of the businesses, the way they were pitching, and um, the harshness of the dragons, if you like. They didn't actually
Yes.
invest in much in those first few series. They didn't at all. So if you got investment, you did actually rise above. There was something special about you getting investment. Maybe won a series, won an episode, perhaps got investment. It was really
Yes.
rare. Now, when you watch it, not only do you get several who get investment, but actually then dragons are all in it together, and it's all become incredibly commercial and TV compared to how it used to be. And it's interesting you say about the exposure. When I applied to Dragon's Den, hand on heart, because I'm an honest salesperson, I
I
would say
believe you.
to you, it was just because I was so passionate about what I was doing. I was excited about it and I wanted to tell the world. It was literally
Yes.
that naive. And so my business had only been going, what, 2 months? when I actually stood in front of the dragons. I had nothing history-wise to show them, nothing. But I had a vision and I had a story. And that was actually why I believe they invested in me. I truly think that's the case. And I don't think you see that so much now because of the way they're scrutinising the people who actually go in there. They're looking for where can we trip them up? Where can we get the exciting stories? Oh, there's another investor. Oh, somebody else has to take a share. And all that started to crop up, I think, for the TV bit.
Yeah, and then I think the investors started thinking that they were famous, that they were interesting, funny, entertaining,
Yeah.
whatever. Do you know what I mean? They're really not.
Untouchable. Untouchable. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for taking the time to check out this effective marketing clip. If you found this interesting and useful, YouTube thinks you're going to enjoy this one, and this is the latest thing that we've put together. If you haven't yet, and you could take a second to like, share, subscribe, and comment, that will give us the motivation to continue on this epic journey.